Mayag nga agahon, coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan, in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee, my coffee with Gino cup here. My Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is my choice of a 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Powder form, coffee, cream, and sugar. You put it in your cup, add hot water, and you have a nice cup of coffee. Let me just make sure I'm online here. I don't want to keep talking here and then find out later I wasn't online. Let me see. What's going on with my let me do this, try this. Okay, looks like I got one person. Looks like I got one person, man. All right. Okay, Charlie Lads. Hey, Charlie. My good friend in Boston. My good friend in Boston. Ray, hey, Ray. All right, Ray. Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. I know exactly who you are, man. Just from the picture and then Ray. I can't, hey, no worries, man. I can't stay too long either. This is not going to be a long live stream. I just want to do a live stream, make sure you guys know I'm okay and everything. But I have an appointment today, this morning. So maybe an hour at the most for the live stream this morning. Howdy. Hey, howdy, Lone Star. Check it out, man. Right there, brother. Right there, brother. Got your design on the cup, man. Got your design on the cup. That's my good friend Alan there from Texas. Good morning, brother. Hey, good morning, Michael M. My good brother in Northern California. Okay, let me get started with the weather. I always start with the weather. Bright and sunny this morning. Let me see if I crack the door here, you guys. I hate to move. I hate to move like my camera outside because sometimes I lose the signal. It starts doing that. I don't know what that is, but look how bright the sun is, man. It's like, man, sun is pretty intense, very intense this morning. I took Leanna to school already, dropped her off. And the first thing I noticed when I dropped her off, man, it's like, the sun is like blinding this morning. I was like, whoa, man. I'm glad my new glasses got that transition lenses, man, because it was bright. It was bright on my eyes this morning, the sun. But amazing weather. 73 degrees Fahrenheit here. Cool. Actually, that's cool temperatures. Even with the sun like beaming on you, it's like, feels good. The temperature really feels good. It's amazing. To me, these are like the perfect days here in the Philippines, bright and sunny, but not hot. It's like, it's still cool. Even during the day, I've noticed, it doesn't get up to the 90s yet. It's like maybe high 80s, but very, comfortable. I just wear a hat. Usually I wear a hat, t-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, man. It's like great weather here in the Philippines. According to the Pag-asa, though, this is the official weather people, government agency for weather here in the Philippines. It says here, pretty much Metro Manila and the rest of the country, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. So pretty much the entire Philippines, anywhere you live, there's a possibility of rain because of the easterlies, but no weather phenomenon like tropical storm, tropical depression, low pressure area, no typhoon in sight. We're almost like in the summer here. Usually, like here in our province of Aklan, 1 March, kind of like, it's like an official day. Once March hits, that's summer season here already. Leanna, her school vacation starts in March, so that should tell you something. Summer vacation here for the kids in school here in the Philippines is April and May. The hottest time of the year here is like April and May. That's for summer vacation for for the kids. The dollar to PHP exchange rate. People always ask me, how's the dollar doing here? Today, it closed yesterday at 57.58. Lower than usual. It had climbed to 58, 59, past 59 even. Still pretty high. Still pretty high exchange rate. All right, let me go through the comments, make sure I don't get too behind. Jokano, all right. Morning, Gino. I hope an hour is long enough for us to get our data. All right. I'm gonna try to squeeze everything. I got news items to report. I got the weather. I'm gonna try to cover a little bit of the news here in the Philippines. I think right now the biggest news last night, Mount Canlaon erupted again last night. Seeing all kinds of pictures on my Facebook this morning. Also, okay, right there. Official from the Philippine Red Cross. At the moment, it was February 26 at 7:15 p.m. So last night here in the Philippines, ongoing moderately explosive eruption at Mount Canlaon volcano in Negros Island region. That's where our friends Roy and Rhea, they have a YouTube channel, Roy and Rhea. That's where they're building a home. Far, it's a distance from the volcano, but she was actually posting on her Facebook like photos of the eruption. Really, the eruption of Mount Canlaon, there's like a 4-kilometer area that they consider danger zone, 4 kilometers from the volcano that people have already evacuated. But you can be outside that 4-kilometer. I'm sure you're getting a little bit of ash, but to me, like I've mentioned before, to me, it's not at that critical level yet, like, dangerous level. Of course, if you're near the volcano, if you're within that 4-kilometer, you need to evacuate, you don't need to be there. But usually when these Mount Canlaon, Taal volcano, Mayon volcano, they regularly erupt here. It's kind of like I mentioned before, like in Hawaii, they have that volcano in Hawaii that, every year or so, it erupts. Those to me are like I said, they say moderate eruptions. It's the ones that hasn't been active for like 50 or 100 years. Those are the dangerous volcanoes. When a volcano hasn't erupted in 50 to 100 years or more even, and then suddenly it wakes up, that got my ears and eyes perk up, because I was part of the Mount Pinatubo evacuation in 1991 here in the Philippines. And that volcano hadn't erupted in over 400 years, and all of a sudden it became active. So those are the kind of volcanoes I'll be worried. But like for Canlaon, it regularly erupts almost every year. It regularly erupts. So it's not I'm still, you guys still watch it now. I'm not saying it's not dangerous. Volcano's a volcano. You can't really predict what a volcano will do. But like even the Red Cross even says moderately explosive eruption. It's not like in the danger eruption category. John Vasquez, good morning, sir. Good morning, Gene. All right, John Vasquez. It's not pre-recorded. I'm live, brother. I'm live. How do I prove I'm live, man? So I don't have a newspaper or anything. Like, how do you do that newspaper to prove that I'm alive? Not even. Okay, no worries. Green screen. That's funny. The green screen. I wish, man. I wish I had a green screen, man. Good morning, brother. Hey, Olson, Aliyah, my good buddy Isaiah from Columbia, South Carolina. Isaiah with me saying, hey, hello. All right, Isaiah, good buddy. Hey, man, you're going to be here soon, man. You're going to have a great life here, Isaiah, man. You're going to be like a star here, man. You're going to be a celebrity here. Good-looking kid like you, man. You're going to love it here in the Philippines. And Charlie Lads, I've got to. All right, no worries, Charlie. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got appointments. That's how I am too, man. I got appointments, man. So that's why this is gonna be maybe an hour at the most. Aloha, aloha, Derek, aloha, brother from Hawaii. The aloha spirit, man. I love seeing that aloha. It's like I love the word aloha, what it stands, the aloha spirit. Every time I see somebody, friends of mine, when they say aloha, it brings a smile to my face, yeah, because I know what that aloha spirit is all about. So it's the sulfur gases from the volcano drifting over Iloilo City. No, it doesn't reach. It doesn't reach, Joe. There's a whole from Bacolod. It barely gets to Bacolod City even in Negros Island, and then there's water separation. Negros Island separating to Iloilo. It doesn't reach us here in Panay Island. It has to be a bigger explosion to reach us here in Panay Island. Maybe ash, because ash has a tendency, if it goes really high and it drips in the air, but nothing like gases or anything like that. There's, like I said, there's people like our friends Roy and Ria. They're at La Castañela or something like that. We're supposed to attend their wedding, and sometime in the future. They're engaged. And their house. They're building a house. You can see the volcano from their house. So. Many people live around volcano. Same thing in Taal volcano. Many people live in Tagaytay. It's like Mayon volcano. It's not like you gotta really stay really far from these volcanoes. It's nothing like that. Corey had about moving to Philippines. He had a 5-year plan. Corey had about moving. Okay, Corey. I'm leaving. I know, right, Derek? You're coming here for like a few months, several months. You're going to be in Leyte, if I remember. That's going to be awesome, man. Oh, nice, Derek. Congratulations. Kim Mandal. Hey. Hello, Kim Mandal. Thank you for joining the live stream. All right, so I talked about the volcano. I can delete that. I always kind of have my notes. I have like pictures of it on my live stream folder, and I hit all the news items here. That way I can tell. There was a big fire in Manila, man. This happened a couple of days ago. Of course, I don't do my live stream every day now, so that's why. But it's worth reporting because I was like, it said here, jealous ex-convict pours gasoline on house, sparks massive Intramuros fire. Intramuros in Manila, that's like a historical district in Manila. Fort Santiago, where Jose Rizal was jailed, all that area in Intramuros. And this ex-convict, he poured gasoline in his house and burned his house. Well, it would not have been bad if it's just his house, but if anybody that's been in Manila, these houses are like right side by side with each other. A lot, so jam packed, right? Like the area. So it triggered a massive fire, like over. Let me see here. Like it displaced like 500 families. It's right here. It says at least 300 houses and 600 families in the areas got displaced because this guy, it's like nuts, it's like poured gasoline in his house, he was an argument with his wife, I guess, and he decided to burn his house, but it burned through, it's like, if you've been to Manila, some of the areas in Manila, like in Tondo, in Intramuros, the houses are like, really close to each other, sometimes like up against each other. So light material on some of these houses, like wood, not cement like my house here. So fires and it's hard, right? The areas are jam-packed, so fire department even has a hard time getting through some of these neighborhoods. So it caused a massive fire a couple of days ago in Intramuros, Manila. Joe, that is really close, Derek. Congrats. Can't wait until I am that close to moving. Yes, yes, definitely, man. It's exciting anytime. I think Derek is visiting, though. I don't think Derek is staying for good. He's going to be here. The last time, I think he said he's going to be here 4 or 5 months, I think. Because he's got a, he's in Hawaii, man. It's like that's a big jump, if you're living in Hawaii to move to the Philippines, and that's a big change. That's a big change, man. All right, and following up on another news right here, I saw this, caught my eye. It says SM. SM is like one of the big malls, like SM Mall of Asia, SM Mall Iloilo. Pretty much in the entire Philippines, there's a lot of SM, and I just caught my eye because I know how malls in the US now are dying, right? There's not many malls, right? Or they're not building any more malls in the US. It's not a winning strategy, right, to build malls. But opposite of it here in the Philippines, they continue to build malls here. SM to open four new malls in 2026. And the visits to the malls here in the Philippines, it's gonna reach annual visit like in 2025. 1.4 billion people visited the mall in 2025. So with the additional malls, that's even going to increase the visits. People like going to the mall here. Even here in our town of Calibo, there's not a day where I can go to Grand Gaisano Mall or City Mall Calibo. There's always people there. It doesn't matter what day it is. A lot of times it's because of the air condition, I think. People, especially during the summer when it gets hot here, people just like to chill, free AC, free. And then you can just relax there. You can go hang out by the food court, get yourself a smoothie or something. You can sit there, chat with your friends. You can get a cup of coffee. It's just a hangout, People still hang out at the malls here. Eat lunch at the mall, grocery shopping. It's just an activity here. It's like, especially in the cities. Like I know in Manila, there's like a massive amount of malls in Manila, and people are just like, that's part of living in Manila. It's like going to the malls. Yeah, the new malls that will open this year, SM Zamboanga. I was like, wow, SM Zamboanga. Zamboanga is right there in Mindanao. It's not. And then the other one is SM Tagum. Tagum. So those are the two SMs opening in Mindanao. And then in Southern Luzon, there will be an SM General Trias and also as SM Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa in Laguna, in Laguna. So 4 new SMs opening in 2026 here in the Philippines. All right, I can delete that. I'm pretty good at I got all these things, I just delete them. That way I don't repeat it. I put it in a folder. What I do is when I find these news items, I file it in my live stream folder and I just hit it. And then when I talk about it, then I delete it. That way I don't repeat myself. I don't repeat the same news again. All right. Let me go back here. Close, moving, close. 5 months. I thought Derek was going to stay here about 5 months. But that's going to be awesome, man. 5 months, and you're coming in at the right time, Derek. You timed it perfectly, man, because April is summer, It's like you're going to have at least April, May, June, where you're going to get nothing but sunshine. Towards July and August, you're going to get rain. Yeah, and you know that. You're from Leyte, man, so you know Leyte gets a lot of rain starting end of June usually. Hey, my brother in Sacramento, California. You and I experienced Mount Pinatubo eruption, and it's something that we will never forget, for sure. That was, Mount Pinatubo when it erupted, when you're part of that evacuation. That is one of those events in life that I will never forget it. It's so everything that happens seems like I can refresh and so clear in my mind because it's like, man. there were moments there when I thought that was kind of like the end of things. It's like when that volcano erupted and there was a typhoon that came in with the volcano. Ash was dropping, buildings were collapsing. It got dark at 12 noon. That's kind of like end of times kind of things. You start thinking like, wow, is this it? It's like, what is happening here? But definitely something I will, I've never ever experienced anything close to it. In my almost 60 years now, it's like Mount Pinatubo is like one of those events that really life experience, like changing. You remember it. Hey, Brian, happy morning. Happy Friday morning. But hey, all right, Brian, I got your smart card, man. I got it loaded in my phone. But I have to register it because like I got your number, so I got to register it. I might have to register it on my name. I'm sure it's not a problem with you. That way, the SIM card can be used in the Philippines. Because, they have to register the SIM card. It's not just pop the SIM card in a phone and they can start using it. They have this registering procedure to register the number, and I'll register in my name. I'll put my ID on it. So you'll have a phone number now. I'll send you the phone number, but I have to register it first. I'll register it today, and then I'll send you the number. But I did get it. I got your smart 5G, man. It's a 5G smart card, and it's already on the phone. It's an extra phone that I have. So that way, if the Balikbayan box company or something sends you a text, update, or whatever with your Balikbayan box, I will receive the text on this phone, and I can forward the text to you. So we're getting there. We're getting there, Brian. You know how it is in the Philippines, man. It's steps here, man. It's like steps on how things operate here in the Philippines. Good AM, Gino, fam, and the Panay posse from my brother from Bacoor in Cavite, Fortune. Good morning, Fortune. Good morning, Fortune from Jocano, Charlie, Michael M, Joe, John V, OB from Fortune. Good AM, Derek, Kim, SM Zamboanga City. I know, man. Actually, when I saw the list, Zamboanga City, that would be like, well, I know it's a nice city. I've heard good things about Zamboanga City, but surprising to me, actually, surprised me that they picked that city to open SM. Fortune, end of February next week, March. I know, man. It's awesome, man. It's already March. Summer is here. Summer is here, man. It's sunny weather. More sunny weather now. Where is Daniel now? I just got a message from Daniel this morning. What did he tell me? He's like his countdown is like first week of March. I think March 3rd is when he's on the plane. So he's still in Jacksonville, Florida. I think he did sell his 4Runner. He had a Toyota 4Runner. He did sell. He's cutting it close, right? He's like 1 week away from hopping on the plane, and that's when. But I guess he might have had a buyer lined up already for his Toyota 4Runner. So, but he's all set, man. He's gonna be being on that jet plane, going on that jet plane. In days now, not even a week anymore. John Vasquez, Sir Fortune, good morning, Obi, good morning, Fortune, happy Friday. Good morning, Sir Fortune, for Michael M. Emilio, what's up, Gino? I just saw your Boracay vlog, pretty awesome. Yeah, more Boracay vlogs, it's like, me, man, when I go to Boracay, I like filming Boracay. So the next few videos is going to be about our trip, our weekend trip to Boracay Island. I was able to film Mount Luho. I went up there with my good friend Lawrence and his son, and we went to Mount Luho, climbed it all the way to the top of the observatory deck, 360-degree view of Boracay. It's awesome, man. You're gonna see that. I'm editing the videos. Dazzle actually edited the next video. She edited the Henan Lagoon Hotel video. That's the next video that's gonna come out tonight. I think tonight. Yeah, we do the videos every other day, kind of like the live stream. That way it's not too too tasking for me or Dazzle. That that way YouTube is still fun for us. It's not like overwhelming, because before, when we were pushing out video every day, doing live stream every day, it was starting to feel like work. So we cut the amount, So now every other day on the video, every other day on the live stream. It's just easier on us, easier on us. Derek, I was stationed in Guam during Pinatubo. They brought all the dependents from. I was part of that evacuation, and Derek, I flew from Mactan. First, I flew from a QB point when it was my time to evacuate. I stayed after the eruption. I stayed at Subic for like an extra month. I was helping because I was young. I was a staff sergeant. I was single. So, it's not like I had a family. So they made me work. I was happy to work, man. I was helping feed people, helping whatever they task us. We were kind of like, we were at Subic at the time. Whatever, hey, you guys do this, you guys do that, you guys, I was there. So finally, when it was my turn to leave Subic Bay, I flew out of QB Point, the tiny airport, and they were flying finally after 30 days, and I flew in a C-130, the big propeller on a cargo net, flew as a C-130 to Mactan in Cebu, because there was still ash, they had to fly us south first before flying out to Guam. I flew to Guam, man. My route was from Cebu on a C-130 again. I flew to Guam. I don't remember from Guam to Hawaii whether I flew C-130 or C-141, but I do remember from Hawaii to Washington State. I think Fairchild Air Force Base. I flew on a C-141, and then when I landed in the United States, I didn't have a military assignment because we were all evacuating. So they told me, just go on leave, give us an address on leave, and while you're on leave, I will get my next assignment. And what I did from when I was in Washington State, I flew all the way to Florida to hang out with my best friend David in Florida. And then while I was, kind of like a vacation in Florida, waiting for my assignment, they send me a Western Union. They send me a Western Union telegram telling me, report to Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana on a certain date. So that's when I did. I bought a used car. I bought a used car in Florida and drove the car to a Barksdale. What an adventure, though. It was like, from the time of the time of the eruption, June 15, 1991, it was a month, July. I think I finally made it to my military next assignment, Barksdale, August. It was like a 2-month gap where, I wasn't really at work. I didn't feel like I was in a hospital, but what a journey. It's very memorable, like I said, my experience with Mount Pinatubo. Good AM, Emilio from Fortune. Brian, thank my brother, but if it's too much trouble, I can try. No worries, I'll try. I'll register it, Brian. So you'll find out today. I'll message you today. I'll message you on my email, my Yahoo email. It hasn't been trouble. It's not easy. Like I said, I have an extra phone, so it's not like I just put the SIM card there. This phone I usually just use for Wi-Fi when I'm like kind of like before I was using it when I do a live stream, but now I've been using my laptop. I just find the laptop easier because I can read it bigger. It's hard to read on this little phone sometimes. Peanut Butter Travels here. All right. Belus. All right. My brother in Cebu. He's in Cebu in his condominium. He's in condominium in Cebu. And I saw, I don't know if it was a live stream. I think it was a live stream. I saw that you're selling that condo in Cebu City. So if you're looking for a condo in Cebu City, Belus Traveler, he's got a YouTube channel. He's selling his condo in Cebu City. Daniel is on his way. All right, Vaughn. He got hours left. That's funny. Lucita, good morning. Lucita, my good friend in Maine, in the United States. Good morning. Daniel is blessed. Definitely, Daniel is blessed. He's headed here. He's going to be in Japan for 2 weeks, vacationing in Japan for 2 weeks. How amazing is that, man? 2 weeks vacation in Japan. He's going to go to Cebu City to work on his SRRV retirement visa. And then once he's done in Cebu, he'll be here in Calibo in Panay Island. So I'm going to help him with his soft landing here. When he gets here. He already has friends, he's already got friends here. He's got Edgar, he's got JP, he's got me, he's got Ruben, man. He's already got friends even before he lands here, man. Fortune, TGIF, pick up time for Maggie this PM. Bring her back Sunday. She has exam Monday. Yeah, I've noticed, Fortune, Leanna's been pretty busy with school too because it's March is the last month of school here. They're preparing for, I guess, their finals. They have and you know how it is here, Fortune, right? At the end of the school year, there's always programs, right? Kind of like Foundation Day. I don't know what programs, but she's busy with dance. She's busy with performance. But she's happy because the school year is almost ending, and she's got 2-month vacation coming up here. Vaughn, Fortune, Brian, I still have 62 days before I can head that way. Getting more excited. Oh, that's nothing, man. 62 days, that is nothing. Next thing you know, Brian, we're going to be talking about you getting on that plane. Because I remember when Daniel was counting down and he had 100 days. Now it's just one hand. The countdown is in one hand. Castaway Drip, hey, good morning, my Michael S., my good brother, my brother from another in Dumaguete City. Good AM, PBT, Belus, you are on your way, Brian, for sure. The minute you got that date, the minute, especially if you've already got the ticket to fly to the Philippines, or even just you quit your job, or you're packing up, you're getting rid of stuff, you're already on the way. You've already made that leap. You already made that leap of faith that hey, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to see what adventures next, and that, I always tell people that's not an easy leap to make. It's that's a giant leap, to make that decision to stop your life in the country, Canada, US, Australia, it doesn't matter. Pick up your life and start a new life in the Philippines. But for me, it's just exciting, right? Especially if you hadn't moved to another country, or you've been at your same job for many years. For me, I remember that feeling. Of course, there's a little bit of nervousness, when I came here in 2011. But that nervousness for me ended the minute I landed in Boracay Island. Because the minute I saw Boracay Island in 2011, I said, I made the right decision. Because I was living in Tucson, Arizona. I was working in a cubicle. I lived in the desert. Everything's brown in Arizona. All of a sudden, I'm in Boracay Island. I got white sand beach. I got turquoise waters. It's instantly I said, man, I am blessed. I was so happy, man. I could kiss the sand when I got to Boracay. I miss Boracay, Emilio. I can't blame you, Emilio. Time to start setting up, man. Make that move to the Philippines, brother. That, I always tell people, as soon as you don't have to wait Social Security age, man. As long as you can retire here, fund your retirement with 401k, stocks, whatever money, pension. Definitely, if you got a pension, I don't see a reason why you would keep working and wait for Social Security. My advice to everyone always is, as soon as you can financially retire, man. You're not going to regret it. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. The people that I talk to here, most people, expats that are retired here already, all of them, most of them said, man, I could have done this 5 years ago. I could have done this 10 years ago. I had enough money back then, because, in the US, they scare us too much about you're not, you have to make sure you had enough money to retire. You don't have enough money. Man, you don't need a lot of money here in the Philippines to retire. The cost of living here is lower. The rent, always tell people, don't buy, just rent at least for the first year that you're here, just rent, because rent is so cheap here. It's like, that's kind of like the biggest factor in allowing you to move here. Like Daniel, he's coming from Jacksonville, Florida with a rent close to $2,000 a month on his rent. When he comes here to Calibo, his rent's gonna be like $350. So that's a savings of $1,650 on rent alone. So I don't know what stories people tell you. Oh, the Philippines just as expensive as the US. Yeah, maybe if you live in BGC in Manila, but if you live here in the province, man, you can see the difference. $1,650 right off the bat in your pocket instead of paying it rent in Florida to live here in Calibo. And the standard of your apartment in Jacksonville, Florida, to an apartment here, pretty much in par, and you're paying $1,650 a month less. So to me, that's a no-brainer, man. Especially if you already got a pension, you got Social Security. I mean, come on, it's like, that's an easy move for me. Just me. Ray, hello, Fortune, from Ray. Fortune, hail to the Duke of Duma, the Duke of Duma, my brother from another, Michael S. And oyster sisig, right? Oyster sisig, man. Emilio loved the oyster sisig here in New Washington, Aklan. And 60 plus days is hardly anything when one gets older. For sure, 60 days to me, man. I can't even believe we're already in March. I don't even, what happened to January and February? It's like time just goes by fast. Belus, Fortune, Cass, Vaughn, Emil, all salute from Belus. More like hail to you, Master Fortune. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, Belus. Like and subscribe for thank you, Fortune. Appreciate that. Belus, the awesome farmer traveler, the cowboy, the Wyoming cowboy, man. Derek, they also put dependents in the care. Yes, they were first to evacuate, actually, when I remember they were the first ones we were putting on the aircraft carrier in Subic. Dependents, they were even putting like the domestic helpers, they were taking them with them. Their pets, their dogs, cats, they were like, of course, the people that were dependents, they were like evacuate them ahead of us that were especially single active duty. They were making us work. They was making us work in Subic, which was nothing for me, man. I was happy to help. I wasn't either, I was hoping actually when I was helping, I can just continue working here at Subic or send me back to Clark and I can continue working. They don't have to send me back to the US. I was happy working there, but they started sending us back to the United States, to Guam also. Brian, I remember seeing the last of the C-141, C-130s are still an uncomfortable ride. Yeah, the cargo netting, you have to sit in the cargo netting. Yeah, I mean, you can lay down there, The C-141, what I remember vividly in my mind, I rode it one time and they had emptied the whole C-141. They even removed the seats. There was like, I think we were like on the side of the plane, but it was like so empty, right? The inside of it, the guys that were working, the crew members, they were throwing a football inside the C-141 while we were flying. That was so cool, but that was on a different flight. It wasn't during the evacuation. I rode, I was in the Air Force for 20 years, so many times I rode military transport aircraft. Good morning, Lucita, Fortune, Derek. Is Daniel taking a Mac? No, Daniel's flying commercial, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida to Japan. With the Mac flights, you really have to have a lot of time, especially if you're in the retired category riding on the Mac flights. You have to have a lot of time, like, well, most retirees, we're flexible on time, but sometimes you have to wait many days before getting on a flight. And Daniel's only got like a 2 week stay in 2 week stay in Tokyo. So he wants to maximize that. And plus the airfares now I'm hearing, from the US to Japan, US to the Philippines, I'm hearing like below $1,000 from people. People are always telling me, "Oh yeah, I paid 800 flight from the US to the Philippines." I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." Oh, speaking of flights, that was another one. That was my report. My report was there's going to be a direct flight, nonstop flight soon from Philippine Airlines this year. They're going to roll it out this year from Manila to Chicago. I was like, wow, that's a long way, right? Manila to Chicago, man. That is like a long trip on an airplane, man. But I'll have to, I just saw that briefly, but I'll try to get more information. But Philippine Airlines soon to roll out nonstop from Chicago to Manila. My friend Michael C. from Trece Martires, he's gonna love that because he travels to Chicago at least once a year, with his VA and all that. So that's gonna be amazing for him. A direct flight, no more transferring, no more layover, just a direct flight. Hello, sir. Good morning, Lynn. Jalen Burton. Good morning, sir. Ray. My family and I flew out of Guam on a C-141, and the pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Wallace, happened to be a softball teammate. Oh, that's awesome. See, that's so cool, man, right? That's small world we live in. To me, I got that small world in the Air Force, Ray, when I was stationed at Brooks Air Force Base in Texas, 1995 to like 1999. That was my assignment for 4 years. I screened all the pilots that wanted to become pilots in the United States. I was part of the enhanced flight screening, is what it was called during that time. We did neuropsych tests. We did echocardiogram. We did ophthalmology, corneal topography, all kinds of testing on people that wanted to become pilots in the United States Air Force. So every single person that wanted to become a pilot during that 4-year range saw me because I was NCOIC of enhanced flight screening at Brooks. Also the cadets, I would go to the Air Force Academy those 4 years, and we would screen all the cadets before they got on the trainer, the little, at the time, T3, I think, propeller, two-person trainer with the pilots, and the student actually have to wear parachute. It's a tiny plane, man. It was a tiny plane. But what was funny is after that assignment, when I went to Japan, I would run across from people like in the Air Force. Most pilots, they have to go to the hospital, flight medicine. They always get checked. And people will always like see me, all these pilots, and they're like, "I remember you, man. You ran all these tests on me." They would remember me. I was always got a kick out of that. Small Air Force. Smash the like, sub, bell. Best. Oh, thank you. So kind, Belus. I appreciate that, my brother. You're too kind. Belus. Yes, sir, Belus. You're correct. Downsizing now, selling, donating, giving away. I bought a 53 van trailer to store everything else I'm not parting with. So I am working to get there. Hey, man, it's like, it's a good feeling. Yeah, I know. As I think as we get older, for most people, it's like as we get older, we just want to simplify our life, right? Possessions, they're not as important. Like to me anyway, they're not as important anymore as I had gotten older. Like, man, I had so many military memorabilia. I just never got attached to them because to me, that was a good part of my life. Time to move on to the next stage of my life when I moved here. And I've always made my life simple since I moved here. Uh, I don't accumulate things. I mean, we live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home, 430 square feet. There's not a lot of space here. By the time we put a refrigerator, our pots and pans, our microwave, we don't have space. Even our bedrooms here are tiny compared to bedrooms in the United States. Bedrooms here in the Philippines, they're at least half the size of bedrooms in the United States. I mean, Leanna and Mom's room, they have bunk beds, right? It's almost like a closet in the US. It's not even, I wouldn't even consider their bedroom a bedroom in the United States. That's why, there's no place for us to store things here. I don't have a garage or outside. There's nothing for me to store, so nothing for me to buy and keep anymore. Sell everything. Yes, sell everything. Yeah. Because material things, like for me anyway, it just like drags you down. Daniel, even, before he had all these storage units in Jacksonville, Florida. Why carry those storage units around? You're paying rent on those storage units, right? It's like for keeping stuff, in boxes. You don't even get to appreciate it a lot of times if they're in boxes. Just get rid of everything. And people sometimes, I want my kid or my relatives to inherit this. But a lot of times that would be just a burden to people. If you accumulated so many things and you pass away, your executor of your estate, it's going to be a nightmare for them to get rid of all that stuff. You're doing people a favor. That way, when you're gone, you're not burdening other people anymore. It's like to take care of your things. And then just enjoy it. Sell all that stuff. Have the cash. Take that cash. Go on vacations. Do things, do experiences, not buying things. I know Amazon always sells us on all kinds of crazy things. That's why I don't go to Amazon.com. I don't go in there because, Amazon wants us to keep buying. That's why all those Amazon boxes keeps dropping on people's houses in the US, man. They want you to buy. They want you to accumulate things. Best of luck, Jalen Burton. Yes, best of luck, Jalen, for sure. Best of luck. I think you're gonna find a better life once you get rid of all the material things, move here, and have a more simple life here. I think that's kind of like the blueprint now. The blueprint now is like. But I do see people, they say I got a container to bring to the Philippines and all that. To me, that unless you got a lot of money, people do that. I understand they can afford it, but to regular people like me that retire on a budget, just get rid of all those things. Come here to the Philippines, rent first. The first year here, rent. Just simplify your life. You'll be happier. You'll be happier with less. Most of us that are retired here in the Philippines, we understand that. A lot of times, material things you want to build will just cause you stress here. The less you have here in the Philippines, the better off you are. The better off you are. The minute you start, you have your girlfriend, your wife, family have land, and you start building. Just the build will stress you. The amount of money you pour into the build. The construction here is not the same construction standards in the U.S. To me, it's stress that for most of us, when we reach our fourth quarter of our life, man, it's unneeded stress. You want to just relax, just enjoy, man. It's time. You worked all your life. It's time to just enjoy life and be thankful you're still alive. Are you on your way to the Philippines? There on vacation. Derek's gonna be in Leyte for like 5 months. I'm lucky I have friends and relatives there still, where I send balikbayan boxes. We already sent 12 boxes and maybe 8 more to go. All right, man. At least you're setting up, man. You're setting up, Olsen. A new Honda ADV is $2,000 less. a good used car is $6,000 to $10,000 US. Yeah, cheaper, right? The motorbikes are like, to me, compared to motorbikes in the US from people that buy motorbikes, a lot cheaper here in the Philippines. I'm in Northern Virginia and just rent one bedroom apartment. See, right there, Brian. $2,300 rent. Man, with that 2,300, that's over 100,000 peso. Man, you can have a penthouse in BGC with that kind of money, man. You could be living at the top of the world in BGC, man. But I know in Iloilo, man, if you go to Iloilo City, one bedroom, fully furnished condo, top of the line condo, Madison Place, Palladium, right across Festive Walk. $400, $450. And you're like, when you come down your building, there's a 7-Eleven. You're walking distance to the mall. You don't even need a vehicle, man. That's how savings right away you'll feel when you go to Iloilo City. Saving almost $1,900 a month on rent alone, So how amazing is that, Brian? How amazing. 18 total boxes for you, OB. Hey, good morning, James and Karen. My brother from another, my friend in Balete, Aklan, James. Good morning, everyone. I remember we ate at the restaurant. I spent less than $50 with tip for 4 people, and also very cheap. Yeah, I mean, it's like, especially here in the province, man. If you live here, you pick a province in the Philippines, you're gonna save money. Morning, James from Joe Canoe. If you have family, you can store some prized possessions. Vaughn, James and Karen in the house. Corey, YouTube channel, it's me. Oh, okay. I didn't know earlier you mentioned Corey, and I was like, Corey? Who's Corey? Yeah, okay. I think I've seen, it's me. I think I've seen their channel before. I've already shipped about 12 balikbayan box there to my LDR GF. I have a whiteboard. Steven recommends using to ensure smoother moves so you don't miss getting. Oh yeah, amazing. I had an Excel spreadsheet. My last year in the US, I had an Excel. I'm an Excel spreadsheet kind of guy. I'm a administrative person, so I was checking off things that. But for me, it was more of getting rid of stuff. It's really not bringing to the Philippines, because I knew I was going to Boracay, gonna rent a studio furnished apartment. So I didn't need to bring a lot. I brought my one suitcase, my backpack, and a laptop bag. Is all I carried here to the Philippines. All right, I'm gonna try to end the live stream here because I gotta leave here at 8. I have an appointment. I apologize for that. The next live stream, I'll make it longer. I just have an appointment this morning, so I have to get going here. My wife and I are looking flights in May. They are $1,000. Yeah, I mean $1,000. It's like that's like for me that's cheap to fly to the Philippines. Even back in 2011, I was paying more than $1,000 back then to fly from Tucson, Arizona to Manila. So I don't know what happened, but the airlines seem to be cheap right now, man. Hello, James and Karen. Happy Friday. Wow, love it. We totally want to go to Japan. That's awesome. Yeah, Japan is awesome, man. I would love to one day take Dazzle to Japan. Good morning, Gino the Posse. JP Calibo. All right, JP. Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother, out of Idaho Falls. Yeah, well, look at that. To the Philippines, 580 to 7. Man, that is like super cheap, man. That's super cheap, Joe Cano. Man, you can't, I don't remember ever paying that low. Even 15 years ago, I've never paid that low, man. Good AM, Jake. Hope you have a great weekend. Joking, no, but isn't counting what cost me to bring my dog in cargo. The hardest thing is always the next thing. After wood, that wasn't so bad. All right, 300 per dog to BF Korean Airlines. But still, it's still a blessing, Joe, that you're able to bring your dog. It's like, I know about dogs, man. I'm attached to my dogs. I'm like you, man. I'm bringing my dog. If I was leaving the US, I'm bringing my dog with me. You am only here for a little bit. Eden. Yeah, I got to go also, man. I just got to go through the comments here, JP, because I have an appointment this morning. Mountain Filipina. Congratulations to your Mountain Filipina. I know you're so happy, JP, and I'm happy for you, my brother. Good luck, Jalen. Good AM, James. Derek, give it goodwill. Yeah, goodwill will take donations, and life does not get better. It starts over and it's much better. I'm so happy to hear that, JP, man. And I know, man, when I see JP, man, his smile is just like so wide, man. He's so happy being here. I've seen prices, depending, connections. Hi, everyone. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. I'm trying to get flight South Korea direct to Kalibo. Gino, your hour. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done, man. I got to go here because I have an appointment. Hey, Colonel. All right. Hi, Colonel. All right. I just want to get through here. Hopefully, I get to the bottom here really quick. All right. Bye, Gino. All right. Hey, Beast. All right. All right. I got to the bottom. Avondale, Arizona. Juancho. All right. Thank you. Colonel. Hi, Hannah. All right. Take care, everyone. Tomorrow, no live stream tomorrow. Sunday morning here, Saturday. I'll make that live stream longer, and I'll have a topic because I just didn't do a topic today because I knew I wasn't going to have time this morning. All right, take care, everyone. Everyone, stay blessed.